All right, friends, how the heck are you today? Aaron Michael Eschenberg here, bringing your daily horoscope for the 28th of April. It's a Sunday fun day. So much happening today. Sunday fun day, April 28th, 2019. What's going on? So we've got the moon is still in the later degrees of Aquarius, okay? And it'll be moving into Pisces, but not till about 6 o'clock tonight. So that means all day long, it's going to be at the later degrees of Aquarius, creating a sextile over there to Jupiter in Sagittarius. All right, let me go to the chart and show you what that looks like and talk about more of what it means. All right, so here we have Jupiter retrograde at 23 degrees. Okay, so Jupiter is home in its sign of Sagittarius. This is expanding our beliefs, expanding our education, expanding our philosophy, expanding our faith in others and ourselves. Okay, that's a super important and potent aspect right now, is having faith, specifically having faith in ourselves, not giving up on us, right? Knowing that there are answers out there and that it's up to us to take the moves necessary to go find those. All right, let's go back to the chart here. So the moon here, the moon over here, okay, in Aquarius, creating this sextile. All right, so this is fire in Sagittarius and air in Aquarius. Fire and air, this is a creative spark. Okay, so these two are playing off of each other. So what we're doing is we're moving toward, this community-based Aquarius, where a lot of action is happening, a lot of intense conversations. It's light and airy, but at the same time, it's it's creating conversations for the future. Again, like we were talking about yesterday, it's not just the same things we're talking about. We're talking about very higher lifted conversations. So it's like we're surrounded by a higher vibe community, and we're having conversations about future thinking, not necessarily stuck in where we are today, but like, hey, we're gonna, there's this plot of land, let's create a farm, and then we get this community together, and now we've got this like urban farm going on that might be between a couple of different homes or a couple different businesses, things like that. You'll figure it out however it is for you. But basically, this is like big conversations coming together. And then we have this spark, this fire, this, Sagittarius energy with Jupiter saying more. Let's dig, dive deeper into this pool, Let's pool it together. Like I said, getting multiple people together, like just this one plot of land. And now we have several people coming together to create something more out of it. All right. And then we also have down here, we still have this Neptune, just about 18 degrees here, and within still 1 degree, okay, this Mars squaring Neptune. So Mars squaring Neptune, like we've talked about the past 2 days, this is kind of like the last day. This energy is going to be really intense here on Sunday, and then we're getting into the week, starting it kind of fresh. But this is, again, not being overly fixated on one thing, not saying that this one thing is the problem or this one thing is the answer. So to dive further into that, it's not like saying, my relationship with my ex is the reason I'm like this, or because they did this to me is why I'm this over here. And now, and now I snub women off or give them the short because of this thing over here. My ex hurt me and bruised me, so now I'm not giving anyone the time of day over here, or I'm assuming that you're going to do the same thing to me that this person did, or that you're shallow and just want money, or vice versa. Obviously, if it's, you're a woman and this is a man, or you cheated on me. And it's just like, okay, am I only seeing myself as the person that was cheated on? Am I able to get into a new relationship without and leaving that idea that I'm going to be cheated on in the past? So if you've been watching these videos, something I talked about the other day, I'll bring this up in relationship to this, is we talked about that the gentleman, the homeless guy who had that great radio announcer voice, right? And he had this opportunity to like, come use your voice, and we're going to take you out of this like homeless place. We're going to put you in, get you a nice job here. And the guy had this great opportunity. He had an amazing opportunity in front of him, probably something along of the dreams he was trying to work out, to obtain. And he never saw himself past being the homeless guy in the streets. So even though he had a nicer apartment, money coming in, he ended up right back in the streets from his drinking problem. Okay, so the point of me bringing that up again today with this Mars squaring Neptune, again, Neptune is our dreams. So when we're trying to achieve and obtain our dreams and move toward and creating our dreams, thankfully with this Saturn sextile to Neptune that's been going on for months and will continue going along the entire year. Okay, we're forming this new life, we're creating this new vision of ourselves. Now, if we have been hurt in the past, specifically with relationships, okay, because we're doing a lot of like internal healing right now. We're doing this healing, like this Uranus through Aries that happened for the past 7 years was very rebellious. So it left relationships kind of up and go. It's just like, no, I've got to focus on me. We can't focus on this together, and that's okay, because the caterpillar has to go into, the cocoon alone. They don't go in together in order to emerge as the beautiful butterfly. All right, this is part of the evolution of life, natural evolution of life. So me saying about this homeless guy that had this great opportunity, and he couldn't see himself outside of being, the bum in the streets with the drinking, and all of these problems followed him, although he was completely fresh, clean start. Okay, so here we are creating this fresh, clean start for ourselves. And we have this interesting aspect with this Mars and Neptune, and being not overly fixated on something. So it's just like, look, if your person in the past cheated on you, man, woman, whatever it is, whomever it is, to go into, if we're getting into this place, spring is in the air, the rabbits are doing rabbit stuff, the flowers are budding, the trees are starting to, bloom. So it's like, this fertility, the goddess of fertility is back in the air, this spring. So it's just like, people are kind of mingling, going out and finding each other right now. So it's really important to put ourselves in the place, like if we were cheated on in the past, or if you're coming from a place of hurt to get into this new relationship, you absolutely have to leave that into the past. We can't bring the drunken alcohol homeless person into this place of, no, this is a clean, fresh start, fresh new business. The universe is giving you an opportunity. And if you're looking at this new person, and you're making them pay for the mistakes in the past of the other people that have hurt you, and you're not being open, you're not being authentic to yourself, you're not being true to yourself, this North Node in Leo, you're not being intuitive to be open, okay, you're being closed off and judging that the same thing is going to happen time and time again. So it's just like we have this fresh, clean slate, we have this new opportunity, but we're just assuming that I'm going to end up back in the streets in the gutter again. And we have to really look at this and say that, no, I'm starting fresh, I'm starting clean. I am going to take the appropriate steps in getting my ish together. This Saturn in Capricorn, this Pluto in Capricorn, like no one's escaping this. Uranus down there in Taurus, no one is escaping this change of traditions, changing of the way that we govern ourselves on a daily basis. And then further, we're taking the steps to initiate these things, okay? So to wrap this all up, we're taking the steps to initiate this stuff. We have Mercury and Venus in the sign of Self in Aries, okay? And we have this fire of Jupiter. And then the moon in Aquarius, okay? So it's like the information's out there, and we need to take the initiative to put the information out there for someone else to heal, okay? It's just like sitting down and writing the book. It's like, okay, I know this is going to be useful. I know this information is going to be needed, or it was useful for me somewhere down the road. So I'm going to take the initiative and put all this stuff together and present and put this out into the world. So this is a great time to kind of plant these seeds and do these things, because we're thinking about the future right now, the moon in Aquarius, thinking about the future. And then we got Mars in Gemini. We're active. We're very active, and we're active with knowledge right now. So the fact that the information is out there for us to receive, the fact that we have, Yogi Bhajan brought over, Kundalini to the West here, or all these different teachers, man, there's yoga and Tai Chi and Qigong and all of these beautiful, martial arts or whatever, like things to get us in balance and in harmony. That information's out there, but somebody had to take the initiative to create it, to say yes. Again, like Yogi Bhajan. Maybe there's 1 million people over there doing Kundalini over in India, but it took one person to say, I am going to take the steps to bring this someplace else. And further, the risk to reward of being condemned, of being laughed at, of being, scoffed at, ridiculed, didn't matter. Because it's taking it's like, I love Venus and Aries. I love. This is what I love. It's not what loves me back. Let me say that again. It's about what I love, not what loves me back. I love astrology. I get a ton of ridicule for my belief in astrology. I don't care. I take the initiative to put these videos out. It doesn't matter if it's 1 person, 0 people, 1,000 people watching it. I'm putting the information out there. I'm taking the initiative and putting it out there, right? So it's just like we got to pull together. We got to get this stuff out there and not wait for somebody else to kind of say, hey, I need this. Just taking the initiative. I love, and then I communicate Mercury and Venus in Aries. So whatever you love talking about, whatever you love doing, put it out there in the world. Throw it against the wall and see who comes for dinner. All right? Spaghetti time, kids. Happy Sunday, fun day. Thank you, as always, for hanging out with me. We'll see you tomorrow.